We go.
Woo, we're here.
Good morning.
Scott and I are sitting upright and kind of breathing.
Kind of. Yeah, I don't know what the heck, but I think I got a cold from watching my granddaughter last weekend. Because my daughter and my granddaughter were sick the whole week before.
No.
So they just got over it when I got there, and I think I got the bug.
Yep.
And it's still lingering, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, you were saying you can vote next week?
21st.
Yeah.
And if you want to, you can always find out supposedly on your county websites. I can't swear for every county in this U.S. as to how good they're about that. But yeah, you can vote by mail, Laura. It used to be broader, but you can tell them you're going to have to be at your grandmother's funeral or something. They'll send you they send that ballots to you for pretty much any reason you come up with. I always go and vote because I don't trust Louis DeJoy. He's still running the mail,
True.
And I've seen how mail-in ballots get treated in counties that aren't mail-in oriented. I go in and vote, but they do record. This is sort of a federal requirement. They record somewhere on their website that your ballot's been received and recorded. Mm-hmm. So you can do that. Anyway, what I was saying to Scott, and he said, "Oh my God, it's after 10 o'clock. They've been waiting." A few valiant souls have. Oh, Debbie, I'm so glad to see you're here. I presume you didn't get blown away by the big winds of Florida. If you go to Ballotpedia, and it's Ballot, I'll put it in the comments, but you can see everything that's on that you're going to have to vote on when you get there. Ballotpedia. Okay, I just posted it. You can go there and they will, it tells you all of issues that are on there. And Ballotpedia is a neutral site. It is bipartisan. And they send candidate questionnaires to everybody, no matter where you are on the ticket, that's relevant to where you are on the ticket. Mm-hmm. And you can get a lot of information for that if they fill them out. If they don't fill them out, I have a real prejudice against the candidate that doesn't choose to fill that out. It's not a hard questionnaire. But anyway, on Ballotpedia, they have your whole ballot. And then if you have ballot initiatives, which there are 18 in Dallas County, and they want to do some serious changes to the structure of who has standing in lawsuits against the city, and they want to tie the city council to this weird, we're going to survey so many citizens and look at what they say. It's just, it's a real power grab by the suburbs in Dallas. We have to watch in the city of Dallas. We have to watch out for that because all the big developers live outside of the city and they want to come in and do things. So I was amazed to find them because I had not heard about them, got nothing in the mail. I finally got something in the mail, about 3 of them, one of which says that all policemen that work in Dallas have to live in Dallas. Well, that would be lovely if Dallas had enough affordable housing, but it doesn't. And I've been through this. They tried to do this before. You can't man a police department and give them a living wage and make them stay in the city. So they're not that far when they're out in the suburbs. And the other one is it ties the mayor's hands somehow. And anyway, of the 18, very few of them look like they were for the good of the people. It looks like it was for the good of a few people, developers. So go and look, because I was blindsided. If I hadn't gone over to check early voting time, I would have missed this. And there's nothing like standing, trying to read. I actually had a friend that worked for a law firm in Dallas, and she used to write the verbiage on initiatives. And so yes would mean no, and no would mean yes.
Yeah. Same with here in Wisconsin. We don't get any information unless you search it for what's on the ballot.
Yeah, and Ballotpedia is fair. If you go to the parties thing, you may get a party slant. And I mean, if you go to the party I think you should go to, I don't care what their slant is. It's better than the other side. But Ballotpedia tries to be as neutral as it can, and they really take extremely complicated verbiage and break it down. So you can like write your little, what I've got is my 1 through 18 and what's a yes and what's a no already. So
Yeah.
this
I mean,
is
I don't even bother trying to understand the verbiage.
Mhm.
I usually just go to like the League of Women Voters.
That's another good group that has
What
it
do
all.
you think about this question? And I'll take their advice.
Yeah, I mean, go find a good neutral source, but be armed because there's nothing as frustrating as going in and finding out the three people who cared about these things are going to run in and vote because it's on a Dallas County ballot. So it's anyway. So they're getting all geared up.
See, anyway, yeah, Gene's in Wisconsin here. I'm just gonna go and whenever I can after work, the 2 weeks prior.
Yeah.
You can vote early 2 weeks. It's like an early. It's like absentee vote. They seal it up and there's usually no one there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there you go, Jen. Yep, the League of Women Voters is a great place to start for. So, so true. Every single day, it's lie after lie after lie, and
Yeah.
oh yeah. So I don't know if anyone's watched the movie. It was on Netflix, The Hillbilly Elegy,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
the Vance story.
Mm-hmm.
If it's factual about his life, why he's a Republican. I mean, he totally flipped his script. He's got
Mm-hmm.
to be bought and paid for because watching that and up to everything he said to 2020 is not who he is today.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh my God, what a corrupt human being.
Have you ever read any books on adult children of alcoholics? You
No,
probably have not. But
no.
he has a whole lot of the characteristics of the adult child of an alcoholic. They become totally adapted to whatever environment they're in, and he just fell in with. He's only had one boss, Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel's weird as hell. Got lots of money, just like Elon, but geez.
Yeah, bought and paid for.
Oh, if you want to see a funny numerology study, Scarabo took on J.D. Vance's name changes, and she goes through and explains what each one means and how it takes 12 years from the time you change your name for all that numerology to really lock in on you. It was fascinating. It was really interesting if you wanted to learn about doing numerology. It was fascinating. But yeah, and him saying it's illegals that brought the medicine to that got the drugs to his mother. You got it on the screen, Cece. She stole them from the hospital she worked in. I caught a nurse that was stealing drugs when I was in, after I had my last child, and I was in, after I had a high risk pregnancy, I was recovering from my C-section. She kept coming in and telling me that I had to take this medicine. Well, my doctors had already ruled it out because of family problems my family's had with anesthetics. And she tried to give it me the first day that I got off the what we call Baylor bourbon, the stuff that's you just IV in and you get to hit the button and up it all the time. And I said, no, I can't take that. And I laid there in pain for 2 hours. Well, she went off and, and she didn't come back. And I had to ring for a nurse. And I said, look, I'm not supposed to take that. Go check my chart. And they said, yeah, it was all over my chart. So what this woman was doing was she's going saying, I'm taking care of a post-pregnancy patient and I need these drugs. And that is the traditional drug they give you, but it's not one that my system can take. And she tried 3 times. And finally, I turned her into the head nurse. I said, I think she's stealing your drugs. And she said, why would you say that? I said, because she's got them. I can see them in the little basket. And she's got my name on them. And when they come out, they consider them they're much tighter on drugs now than they were. And this was 33 years ago. And yep. Anyway.
Yeah, what's crazy, Dennis Quaid actually was happy that Biden won in 2020, and now he's flopping for 45.
They get affected by their friends. And besides, something's really wrong with the Quaid family. They have some real midlife crisis stuff.
Well, Randy especially, but Dennis, he was never like that. And then all of a sudden, just this last cycle, he started hearing about him, and it's like, what? What the heck is wrong with you? Crazy.
I gave up on worrying about men and their insecurities when I was 30. I'm going to put it this way. I comment on what I see.
CC says, Randy Quaid is cray-cray. He was caught house squatting.
Yes.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I remember reading about that.
Oh, my God. Along with Voight and Jesus, some of these people.
I think Texas is in for a big shock because you saw the map that I had of where all the votes had changed. Yeah, in Dallas County, our voter, just the mass of people who are able to vote, increased by 3 times what the population increased by. And we're a growing city. I mean, it's growing fast. So.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of folks on Twitter. You know, they're posting their little, Oklahoma, Nebraska, their little conservative areas that always had Trump signs up.
They're not there.
They're not there.
And Harrison Wolf,
like 7. It was all Trump. Multiple people are saying it was all Trump in 2020, 2016. There's like 7 Harris signs down the road. This is not real.
I've seen so many Democratic signs in North Dallas in a neighborhood, and it's not just a neighborhood that's maybe changing or whatever. These are $1 million houses, and they were $1 million houses a while ago, and they have Harris Wolf signs in front of them. But that's also because a lot of people, they hate our state government. God, I wish the governor was on the ballot this
time. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Liz wants to know about Elon in trouble.
Everybody wants to connect the pervs. What can I say?
Well, I'm not going with the second part yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, but
can we stay out of P. Diddy's energy? It is so ugly. It's like going back to what this
I don't really
Epstein
want it. I'm just the way he's doing this crap with saying he's wants to pay people $47 or whatever. Oh, I know, right, Liz? Every day his makeup is darker. It goes orange from deep brown. It's nuts. It's ew. Okay. Elon in trouble. Elon in trouble. So what are you doing?
I don't think so. I put out 5 cards and I got 3 no's and 2 yeses, but the yeses are this this is his kind of goal, was to be the bad boy. He's another one who's having a midlife crisis. And at the end, his strength is in his money. He just has, but what's going against him is he's a misguided Knight of Wands, misguided in how he uses his money, misguided in being a leader, and he can't really keep people around him. I don't think it's going to hurt him in the way we'd like to see him, where we'd like to see him walking into a soup kitchen, but I think he's built up too much behind him to lose it completely.
Yeah, he's changed big time. Whatever it is, he's got some darkness around him.
Yeah, he does.
He's got some deep darkness, like, it's like how if you're in a depressional state and you can't break out of it, and this dark energy just grows and grows and grows, and attaches. It hasn't left him, whatever it is, drug abuse, his beliefs, whatever. Because in the past, he was a different person. Here, I mean, technically a Democrat, whatever. You had this, the contracts with the government. This is showing like Democrat, whatever, and then sense of community and actually wanted to build something. And then we go down with the moon, howling at the moon, the craziness. What do I do? He lost that sense of a King of Cups. He obviously isn't a father. But the whole energy is centered of him having some dark energy around him and just gone. But I don't get any justice right now. He was given an offer to be this puppet, he thinks Democrats are evil. It's just what he believes. And currently he's just going down that path of being that social media pariah. He was given something. He was given an offer to speak to. And then we got the Knight of Cups energy all over that. So we got 2 pages in the Knight of Cups are like my proposals, some influence.
Yeah.
Giving. Linking things together, and it's all the Page of Wands, that social media input. So yeah, he's went down the dark side. But right now I'm not getting any serious investigations to clink him. But the other day he did make a statement in some podcast or whatever. He wants Trump to win because he could be in big trouble. So there might be something going on. Losing contracts, our government.
Well, he can get called in. They can. I hate to tell people but the government can seize a lot of stuff. You can build it with them and they can take it back because their money went into building it. They can take over conservatorship of what you're supposed to be handling. And you got to realize Elon Musk doesn't build all this stuff. He was just very, very good at the beginning.
Okay.
Being very, very good people to work with him.
Okay. This is all I'm going to do on. I randomly pulled 1 card.
Okay.
For Elon and the Diddy.
Okay.
3 of Swords.
The party's over.
So that's all I'm going to do with that. 3 of Swords, there's something there. Then we have Saudis. Will the Saudis work with France and Macron and an arms embargo to Israel? So,
the Saudis have a reason to not want war to break out there because they're right next door,
True.
I mean, there's a lot of sand between them, but
Okay. No, Jeff, I would not do a private read from Diddy. Or are you talking to you? Okay. Okay. Saudi earns about to Saudi work with France. Saudi and France. Tower. So the overall energy is a tower and 8 of swords.
I got the 5 of Pentacles. They were tired of being on the outside. They're trying to buy themselves some credibility.
So there seems to be some problems with cooperation. Work with France, but I don't feel like it's Saudi and Macron. I think the problem is with Israel. So I have the authoritarian figure with the King of Swords, divorced with the Tower, and then Ace of Swords with the new clarity and awakening. So there's a problem between someone's leaders, but it feels more like with Bibi than Macron. Moving forward here, I got some kind of partnerships going on. So the Hierophant, the Sun, and the Strength card. You know, this is severe positive relationships. And then the end, we have Page of Cups, new friendships, the Magician, someone coming in to bringing everything together, and then a Page of Swords. It could be some military.
Yeah, I got the Page of Swords right in the middle. Upside down. He's not working. It's not what he wants.
Yeah.
And it's not going to bring the change. It's not going to bring the change that they want.
So a magician feels like an arbiter, or maybe a President Biden type. Or
there's another person out here who's positive.
Yeah.
And what he's got with him is other leaders, male and female. Knight of Wands, ready to write in and change it, and they're ready to try and secure it a different way than an embargo, to stop it a different way.
Yeah. I don't get the sense that Saudi's the bad guy here.
Oh, I don't think they're the bad guy.
Yeah, I mean,
I just don't think. I think there's enough distrust of the Saudis that they would expect them to pass it, through another way. So, and also the Saudis, they still have the whole problem with what they're going to do with their whole population of young people they have no work for.
No, it's that bad.
Oh yeah.
I haven't heard. Well, they wouldn't give Trump and Kushner so much money.
Well,
they could give a stipend to all their young people.
Well, the thing is that they have sort of it's sort of the Alaska thing they used to have, where they gave them money from the oil that came out, and now with the world turning to other ways to get power, kind of blowing them up. So,
Israel blew up a French gas and oil place in Lebanon. Yeah, a lot of people are pissed at yet now. Bibi's not in a good place. He's becoming a warmonger everywhere. Talking about Meghan McCain. She is. She went a tirade yesterday, and everyone's ripping on her. My father.
mm-hmm. And when they mention prominent Republicans that are supporting Kamala, it's not Meghan. So,
yeah. So Texas don't have a term limit, right, for governor?
They do. And what happened was Rick Perry took over for George Bush. And then Rick Perry was governor, and Abbott was there. Well, then Abbott got put in as governor when Rick Perry went to Washington. So he could go rip the whole country off instead of just stealing from us. And he slipped in there, and he slipped in where he had a 3-year term left on that term. Then he ran for the next term, which everybody was trying to say, maybe he shouldn't run for the next term. Yeah, he's got at least one more term left. And yes, I think there should be term limits everywhere. I'm kind of glad there's not in Wisconsin right now, but
yeah.
Because
what is it? Is it 2 or 3 or what?
It should be 2.
So he gets a 3 free years?
He had the 3 free years. Oh, they were not free. If you live in Texas, those were very costly years.
Well, I mean, as far as terms.
So he should be able to run next time. Well, actually, he should be able to wheel next time.
Okay. I guess just wondering about legal troubles here. Oh, there's so much to that man. He's a crime wave every single day.
God, what was it, Mike? What did Tim Walz said? There's not a crime wave. There was not a crime wave in Washington D.C. when Trump was saying it was falling into total disrepair. He said, unless you count what was going on in the White House, and there was a crime wave there.
I don't think there's been anything prosecuted in any of the Woodward books.
Woodward should be shot. He's known all this stuff, and he sits there and he just doesn't tell. I mean, he's got enough to be able to put it in print and not go to jail for libel, but he doesn't tell us.
I think the United States is going to prosecute him.
Yeah, I think so.
Not
and the other people who facilitated it. You know, as bad as it is to get Trump, he's so old. You need to go after all the youngins, like the J.D. Vances.
Like the J.D. Vances, yeah.
He's leaving behind.
I think that is the plan. If some silly reason the universe goes on its head and we find a different timeline, and 45 does win, J.D. Vance will get together with the secretaries and 25th them.
Well, okay. That was my daughter loading ice out of the refrigerator. My office is right next to the kitchen.
Sorry.
Unfortunately, for many of you, I get complaints about the ice thing they can hear in the microwave. And people are like, how rude of you to microwave food during your show. And I'm going, I was sitting in front of the camera. But I do share the house with other people, and I love them, and I'm not going to want them to starve. So,
yeah, I just think here with these King of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Cups, the people are going to be the judge and jury.
Yeah.
I don't get any justice here with this, for the Woodward tapes and whatnot.
No.
They got their current indictments going. So
Putin's going to get his. I don't have dreams often, but I had a real dream, and when I woke up, I went, is that really true? And he's been basically, it's very plain to him that if Trump doesn't win, he will no longer be the president of Russia or whatever he is. And there's been some step aside plans set up, but that's not even going to happen. He better stay away from second story windows. That's all I got to say.
You mean his doubles?
His doubles or him, whatever being carries that power. The oligarchs have had it. I mean, well, the people have had it, but
yeah, I think Karen's right. 2535 Apple was saying, why has the DOJ not done more to stop Trump?
mm-hmm.
Well, one, you can tell an investigation takes years.
Mm-hmm.
To get collaboration, to get testimony, to track people down, whatever. Nothing is snapped.
Mm-hmm.
So Woodward just finally tells the world he's communicating with Putin. Another 3 years.
And we would know that because we monitor everything that gets sent into Putin. But you got to realize, too, that I think when the book's finally written, I'm not a fan of Merrick Garland and how he's handled things, but I think what I always get the feeling is we had no idea how badly they'd torn up the DOJ or the FBI before Trump left. And it took Merritt probably a year to try and figure out who's right and who's not. Who's telling me the truth and who's not. Because he hadn't been in there. And I love watching Kirshner talk all the time. But for all people who think, oh, he's going to be the next attorney general, no way. He's way too documented that he's prejudiced.
Yeah.
And I think, and I keep seeing a woman, and it may be the woman that's right underneath Merrick Garland, because I don't think they can afford to have another person come in there and have to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, and she's good. She's aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
She's not the lead, But yeah, it's documented. First week there, she sent out in subpoenas.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's stymied because there was Trumpers in there.
Mm-hmm.
So it just took a while. And how long was before subpoenas went out with Watergate? Wasn't it like 18 months?
Oh, yeah. No, they did not have anybody in a courtroom for the first 18 months. Yeah. And then it took them another 18 months to try them all and to put them in jail. The problem was they didn't do, at the time that they did this, and I was a punky little 23-year-old kid, I figured they should have gone for Nixon. I did not understand that at all. And I'm not any smarter now.
Yeah, we're just unfortunate. We're a TikTok society and we want justice now. It's just not reality, but could Merrick have been a little more aggressive? Sure. Do you know what Rose is talking about here? Denton County. Do I get to vote Cruz out also?
Yes. Absolutely. It's senators are statewide. Yeah, Rose Blue. He'll be on the ballot. You'll get to vote for Colin.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I live less than 3 miles from the border of Collin County. Yes, and Denton. Yes, you'll get to vote against him.
Mm. Yeah, that's just so sad. I mean, every Woodward Burke, he held on to information.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was getting chats with 45 about the coronavirus. I always wanted to play it down. It didn't come out till after it was over.
Mm-hmm. And he knew how dangerous it was, and he knew it was airborne. And now the fact he doesn't understand any of the ways to cure or deal with it, I have no problem because I don't think he's smart enough to.
Manu, Harris win 24? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I have. It's not going to be close. I just don't see it.
Well, you're in a state that, you know, for Rose Blue, think about 4 years ago. All the cars and trucks and covered with Trump stickers and all kinds of crap, and all the yards with Trump signs.
Unpopular opinion. Megan has daddy issues.
Mm-hmm.
You think? Like you can't even be your own person, and every other word
Well,
is my mother?
she's. What
If,
was
you,
it?
if she wasn't born in that family, she would be irrelevant.
Mm-hmm. There's lots of people, if they weren't born to a popular figure, they'd be out in the cold.
Just making sure I didn't miss anything here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She was saying the Saudis want a Palestinian state and told Israel they won't work with them. Well, that's what I kind of feel. Yeah. And that's why I say Israel's the problem. Bibi's the problem.
Yeah. The people in Israel are not. Just like the people that live in Gaza are not. Hezbollah is the problem. And I think the pager incident took care of a lot of them. So
Yes. Clear Biden is clearly Biden is unhappy with Garland, at least the Hunter Biden special. Yeah, I seen that was mentioned in the Woodward stuff with the war. Because rightly so. This should never have happened. No one's ever been prosecuted for what he's been prosecuted for.
No,
I mean, it was Jack Smith's team that decided. They had every right to lock him up after every indictment, especially the documents. He stole them. No one else has been ever walking free. He should have been locked up right there in a military facility, whatever. And no, you're not running for president. That was Jack Smith's and Merrick Garland's decision. And here we are. But no, he should have been locked up.
And all this would be moving forward without too much misgivings if they hadn't totally rigged the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And I fought Republicans who made the Supreme Court their whole issue for over 50 years. And I used to say to Democrats, well, we need to look at who's appointing who to the Supreme Court. Well, no, we need to look at and it was like, no, you need to watch all of them. Today is Doug Emhoff's birthday. Good.
Oops. It's trying to start. Karen's already picking out the new cabinet. Call me anytime.
Karen would be a good person to add to that cabinet because she's apparently relatively a normal person, but she also is if you bring up an issue, she's got the answer. I think they should put you on the cabinet, Karen.
That's right. Karen can be on the bipartisan commission.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a lot of questions I missed. Sorry. Well, come on, get the ball rolling to take down Trump new DOJ. It's Jack Smith's deal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's any ball rolling there. I think it's just getting quality people in there, younger, solid, more aggressive. I really don't sense a lot of turnover. Do you?
In the cabinet?
Yeah, I mean, to keep things
No,
solid as is.
I think
Anyone that wants to say kind of feeling, you can stay.
Porter will end up in the cabinet
Um,
with their whiteboards. She can bring them in the cabinet meetings.
let's, yeah, just do.
Oh, the pillow guy is completely broke. He went on TV and said, "I've lost everything."
Yeah, Mike Lindell's done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or randomly, Katie Porter. I'm going to randomly cut 3 cards for Katie.
I'll use my bunny cards because
I think it was dumb for her to even run. To lose that seat. She's stuck around for a while.
They've got a strong Democrat running in that seat, though.
Yeah, I hope so. I haven't looked at it.
I get. She's going to be put in charge of something. 4 Pentacles.
My randoms aren't showing me. Magician. There is something for her. I'm not sure which.
Mm-hmm. Something to do with money.
She was judged though. So I got Hermit Judgment and Page of Wands.
Mm-hmm.
She, some reason that tells me that she ruffled some feathers for some reason.
Oh, she pissed a lot of Democrats off.
Yeah, she ruffled.
She pointed, and the other thing is, she made Adam Schiff do the stupidest thing he ever could have done, which was to set it up for that baseball guy to win, be in second place with their rank of voting, and he said a lot of things inside the state of California that made people very angry at him about her. I hate to tell you guys, but because somebody belongs to the same party and maybe even has a lot of the same values, they fight. I mean, that's one of the, when you're on the inside and you're dealing with it, it's like, we told Colin Allred interviewed Sean and I to run his Texas State House campaign. We met with him one morning, and at the end, we gave him some really strong suggestions of what he should do, and one of them was not hire us, because we had pissed off so many people in the local Democratic Party by supporting candidates who wanted to come in and make a change. We had a lot of precinct chairs that would cringe when we walked in their door, because those kind of people, they build their little kingdom and they don't want anyone to disturb it. And my thing is, I want to do what is best for whatever my overall goal was. And I was just so happy when Colin got elected. Sean met him he met him after he'd become senator. No, after he'd become in the state house. And Colin said, that shocked me when you guys just looked at me and said, the worst thing you could do is hire us. And he said, I learned quickly if I mentioned your name, they said, good move not to hire them. They cause trouble. And he said, he didn't tell us whether he thought we should have caused trouble for the people who said that, but.
Yeah, I mean, there's something there.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Magician, Wheel of Fortune, and 5 of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels like she's going to have to prove herself worthy, but it does look like she's going to have something. A positive change. She does have experience that would be helpful with the Magician. But, I mean, there was a lot of Democrats that did not get the nod this year. Running again, like Bowman and Corey Bush, and
Mm-hmm.
there was some others I read. I can't remember right now, but they lost.
Mm-hmm.
New blood came in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the hurricane impact voting in Florida.
Okay. Well, let's look and see how it's going to affect. Oh, it's going to be okay. They went through the storm and they felt, but they're trying to get back to getting their act back together. But a lot of people feel very trapped, and that's helping. They're beginning to see the real injustice of living in that state, and that their money is going to nothing. But what I have for the outcome of the election is the world, which means there's going to be a real change. It's going to be a real end to the Satan's.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm getting more so is that they're sick of the Satan.
Mm-hmm.
This has just been I mean, the shower of the love of the universe, but this is hard.
Mm-hmm.
Our anxieties and the universe is putting at them. It is just so hard. You know, people were just recovering from Hurricane Ian, and now they got half their stories are flooded again. Flood insurance is extremely high if you can even get it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of heartbreak there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just don't get over losing everything again.
Mm-hmm.
Losing their dreams. There's upsetness, but I mean, like I said, it's just a heartbreaking time. This is all talking about the heartbreak. But the Page of Cups says most will do their best to offer up the vote.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a tough time. It's like the last thing in their minds is, throwing out their garbage again and going through their clothes and then, oh yeah, I got to vote yet. So generally, it's going to be a frustration vote.
Yeah, but we want to see if Ron Scott's going to get beaten. They got to be tired of Skeletor.
Yeah, we can do that. Rick Scott.
Is it Rick Scott? Okay, I get
Rick
it.
Scott. Yeah. Skeletor, Rick Scott. We need to get rid of Rick Scott. What's the energy?
Okay.
I'll put this deck back in order. Rick Scott. Florida had enough of Rick Scott.
Yep. Starts out with the 10 of Cups. People are going to feel much happier at home. And it shows the 3 of Hearts, the heartache going away, not coming towards them. They're giving up their old dreams of the Republicans told us it would be this way. They're giving up the illusions of how their past life was. They're looking for a new future, and I think she's offering that. And they're very wary. I mean, they've been burnt so much that I don't think Scott's going to make it.
I got the moon.
Mm-hmm. So it's still a little undecided.
I got the tower.
Okay.
And I got the death.
Oh, well.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Rick.
Senator Scott.
And like I said, I when I've been doing these, I just grab this deck and I randomly know where to cut. And those are my 3 for Rick Scott. Not good. Women are pissed. I really think it's the women on the abortion issue that are gonna kick it.
I think although people may say, well, it's not all Roe and everybody got used to it, I don't think so.
It was what? Rick only won like 10,000 votes last time.
Yeah.
It was really close. He's not he's not liked. I don't know, but it's never been. Logan Act's never been prosecuted.
I think there's a lot of stuff that's cleaner and easier. And there may be people who are involved in those phone calls with him that they could go after, because by the time they get Trump for that, he's going to be. I mean, look at where he is now. I have not seen it, and this may be a rumor, but I was told PBS has a picture that they were at a rally and they taped it, and he froze for a few minutes, not just like 30 seconds. And people that were at the rally were actually going around taking pictures of him. Now, why, if PBS has that, it's not out more broadly? I tried to find it and I can't. All I'd have to do is I have to sit through the whole rally. And there's only so much my old body can take, so I'm not doing that.
Yeah. PBS Frontline does excellent documentaries.
Mm-hmm.
They recently did one a few weeks ago about the two candidates. It's about almost 2 hours long, like a movie. It displays 45 as a horrible human being.
Mm-hmm.
So Logan Act, randomly selecting cards again. 4 of coins.
Mm-hmm.
All the information is there is being held. 8 of wands. It feels like it is this energy out there. Looking at Emperor and 6 of wands. So I think it's information out there. It feels like it. They're collecting it. It's there. This guy has a computer, so it feels like computer surveillance. So I think they may have the calls, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
They have the information. This guy looks like a hacker, right?
Yeah.
He's got the computer there. He looks like a hacker. And the Emperor, Putin, Bibi, so I think our good guys are on it.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as prosecuting the Logan Act, I don't think so. It feels like it's in something else that's just logged in with this criminal man and what he's been doing. Okay. We did Abbott. Future of JD. Future of JD. Yeah, 2 years experience in the Senate and hasn't really done anything.
He was there like a minute. I mean, they used to gripe about Obama, but JD Vance was there even less. And he had no experience in being in a legislature before that.
Yeah, so supposedly he hasn't cast a vote since he was selected as VP. He hasn't even went back to D.C.
Mm-hmm.
Very much.
He doesn't I mean, there's a whole bunch of them. Ted Cruz spends more time podcasting than being in his office and running constituent services.
JD's future. Okay. JD's future. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
The devil. Starts out with the devil. Ooh.
Ooh.
He got in with the wrong people. Oops.
Mm-hmm.
I accidentally hit that. JD's future. Ouch.
He's going to pull out after they lose. He's going to go into the 4 of Swords. He's going to retreat and hide out. And then he's going to try to become the Knight of Swords and, look for a new sunshiny place to be. So I think he's going to end up in a well-paying job because he's only had one master, so he'll just go back to Peter Thiel. But I don't see anyone will ever accept him as a leader, as a person who could really make changes. That's a magician. And he's not suited to be in government. He's not suited to be someone who rules. So he's just going to be out there being a little mouthpiece. And he'll be a page. He's never going to be a knight or a king.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a pariah in government.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the Pope, which is the Hierophant. So here we got government going to the Four of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like the Four of Swords, very similar. Yet your celebration, Three of Cups, is way off, and you got a lot of thinking to do with it. And then I got the Lovers next to that. So I think it was all just a big band of buddies.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't there to govern.
Mm-mm.
But like I said, the current energy or whatever, or why he's there, it's all about secret dealings, the devil, the greed. He was strung around. Here's the devil and stringing this guy around.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's strung around, and there was actually a lot of pressure put on him. I mean, to be
they picked him as a young man to be able to carry the story forward. They didn't go to some of the more mature but lying Republicans that they could have gone to.
That's the
well, Trump wouldn't pick anybody who was competent. So
outcome future. So I got a Page of Swords.
Mm-hmm.
Could be another dealings. Three of Swords. I think he's going to be a pariah in government. Two of Cups. Someone's going to have an offer for him. Some kind of shared commitment. And judgment upon him.
Mm-hmm.
So that ain't going to be good.
No, he's going to try to withdraw, but he's not going to be able to hide.
Yeah, it feels like he's going to want out of Congress. You'll just do nothing for 2 years.
Oh, there's been some of them been up there haven't done nothing for almost 40 years. So.
Yeah, we never hear of John Cornyn really until election season, right?
Oh, he's quietly sneaking around in the background.
Recall a senator.
For entertainment purposes only. He's been a lie. He's been, people have told me for years that he was aligned with the most prominent racist group in this country. So.
Will the election be decided by the House, one state, one vote? More red states.
No, we're never going to get to there, Maria. That's the thing. If they flip it, if they say the votes aren't legal and they flip it back.
Oh.
House. That's that amendment. That's part of the Constitution.
No, I really think this is going to be unattainable for any challenge. It's not going to be close enough. I don't think it's going to be close enough to challenge. I think she's going to get some states that we don't expect.
Mm-hmm.
There's big energy in Nebraska for her. Big energy in Oklahoma for her.
Mm-hmm.
There's big energy in Ohio for her. Texas and Florida.
If she gets Texas, there's not a way for her to win. Too blue to screw. That's true.
I love that, Karen. Beautiful. Yeah, Corner was down at Mar-a-Lago during the freeze, huh? And Cruz in Canyon. Jesus. Okay. Matt Gaetz is quiet. Anything come out for him?
Matt Gaetz is screwed. Matt's not gonna. He's one that's in that 36 that Scott and I kept
Yeah.
part of the.
I don't see anything happening until after the election. I mean, the House isn't even there, so the House inquiry into him is probably on stall. It's all about your election, so yeah. Because I was immediately getting nothing until after the election. JD's gonna remove his eye tattoo
To go incognito.
and then no one will recognize him. Oh, funny. Kristen, Vance looked like a Chucky doll.
I don't know. Chucky dolls, even though they were evil, they were kind of cute.
Richard, Ted Cruz looks like the Munchers podcast. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does.
My favorite thing about Cruz is he does look amazingly like all the sketches the police ever did of the Zodiac killer.
Will people be handing out subpoenas to Congress as they go up the steps upon the return? Oh, I think that's how quick after the election. Okay, what deck wants to handle this one? Okay. How soon? I guess it's more like how soon Jack Smith will move after the election.
Okay. Let's see if there'll be action against them in January. That gives us a big window. That's when they're sworn in, and then when.
It'd be nice if all the co-conspirators would lose their races. It'd be a lot easier.
Yeah. We'll take their little cots and their bedding to the Congress and sleep in the basement.
Okay. How soon?
I'm asking January, so.
How soon after the election? The world. Starting off with the world. Oh, and the Wheel of Fortune. Holy good Lord. Those three first cards say immediately.
Mm-hmm.
There ain't no waiting around with those cards.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what the full spread says. So yeah, the current energy. Wheel of Fortune, World, and the Fool.
Oh, well.
That's like immediately.
Yeah, that's like.
We're taking off. We're taking a leap of faith. We're changing our destiny.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to involve a lot of people, that kind of thing. In the past, I had the Knight of Swords, investigations, Three of Cups. We got what we need. And then Death card. There'll be an ending to a situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're going to get things off the books.
Uh-huh.
They want to get things off the books. And then moving forward, we're looking for balance. Seven of Swords. This deck says it's plans, hopes, wish card.
Mm-hmm.
Usually my liar card. But I'm going to go with this deck here.
Mm-hmm.
So, plans to bring peace with the Nine of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Nine of Wands, stepping out of the situation. You can see things more clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They got the plan.
Okay.
In the end, Magician, High Priestess, Six of Swords, and the Star.
Bye-bye.
This is one of the best readings I've probably ever flopped. Bomb a deck, removing the devil. The star high priestess, the magician, the Six of Swords, making things better. That's a lot of major arcana in this toss.
That's a lot.
This is.
I didn't get it.
There's no way Jack Smith is not indicting everyone involved.
Right.
It feels like a huge shakeup.
Yeah, this shows that
once this election is settled,
they're done.
It's go time.
Right. This is the end card, which is they've been waiting, but these guys know it's coming. They have not had an easy life. This is the Seven of Swords. They knew what they tried to do. But now, from now on, they've got the King of Swords on top of them. It's going to lead to the Empress, us feeling sing. And for them, it's going to lead to the Three of Swords, all kinds of broken hearts. So that's a pretty ugly.
I almost get the feeling we're going to be jumping up and down and be like, oh, Merrick Garland, you did a good job.
Well, it could be. There's just so much we don't know.
45 never got all those hundreds of $1 million in donations. It would have been over. He couldn't appeal. He couldn't appeal after appeal after appeal. He had to borrow from his investments for the appeals for New York. He didn't drop that much. He is broke. I guarantee he's minus $2 billion. That's what I feel. He's like minus $2 billion. That's why he's selling Bibles and shoes and crypto and stock for a failed social media site. They're broke. I guess the big crypto thing goes on sale tomorrow. Buy your 45 crypto.
So.
Yeah. Karen says, JD will be irrelevant. Yes, I believe it.
It's hard to be relevant when you're VP. When you get really elected to it, those who run for VP.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. You see pictures or videos of how bad that water. It's like creating the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
The water came rushing in. It just took dirt and land, moved. Unbelievable. Yeah, there you go. Clear out, boys. I feel it. I've honestly never seen a reading that strong. What time are we at? 1:08. Okay. Get that. Mini D. Supreme Court's of Reform. By 2027, says United is such a problem. Citizens is the dark money, right?
Citizens is where a corporation is a person, so it can donate whatever it wants. That's Romney's whole. Businesses are people too.
Okay. Reform. Clear this deck.
Gonna get.
How long can we expect before Supreme Court reform?
Okay.
How long can we expect before? It might have to be the next election cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So it might happen in 2027.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think there's still enough Republicans around to fight it. It feels like you're about right there. So we got the elections in 2026. We get Democrats with more progress, and then it can happen. Because I got a lot of struggles here yet. You know, we got the United States moving forward, but we got a Five of Swords here fighting it.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the end, you know, we got prosecutions and Lady Justice happening to bring in prosperity to remove the darkness. So there's a lot of work to do yet. The energy's there, but we got corruption in the middle yet.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be 27 or 28 or end of 27, that kind of feeling.
I'm going to ask if justices are leaving.
There might be, yeah, we could do that. You know, there might be, it feels like there might be something getting done, you know, like the ethics getting through and whatnot. But as far as united and changing the
number on the court, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't get that. It's going to be slow going. That's a chariot in reverse. But there is someone who's going to lead the charge in the Congress. And there's just going to be so much infighting. This is when the money's going to come out. We're going to find out which Dems are for sale. But there are justices that will be leaving, and they're going to do it in a rush. They're not going to the fool. They're not going to. You think about it. So I see that several of the justices that are real problems are going to go, and they're going to get to put other judges in there, and that's going to. Because that's an argument that's really, really hard to sell to people. They just don't. Have you noticed that the American public doesn't think long term, Scott?
Yeah, you don't.
And this requires a lot of long term thinking and understanding, and they don't have it.
So, yeah, I mean, since the internet, our minds have been triggered to be an instant gratification society.
Mm-hmm.
And the long-term goal thing kind of just goes bye-bye. You know. Also, Angela Brooks wins the Senate in Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and all of a sudden Miracle's going to open up for Maryland. Well, it doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? It's a long-term goal. And hopefully people are starting to see it.
It's taken 50 years to get to this effing mess.
And now we lost 50 years, in a sense, with 2022. Thanks to Republican court. So you were questioning leaving. Okay.
I think they're leaving. I think I think Thomas, and I think Kavanaugh. If they set loose that list that Trump never turned over to the FBI to be looked at, may I say the FBI? I have some real fears about them because they had all that paperwork, and it wasn't till Congress demanded that they answer those questions. So that's been 4 years that they dragged their butt about giving anybody any answers about Kavanaugh, and they may make them an offer they can't refuse. Leave now, and we won't go after your sorry white ass. But
yeah,
I would hope they wouldn't give Clarence that option.
Clarence Alito and
It's Kavanaugh.
Are on the hot seat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I could be wrong because I've been off with Roberts being this bad. I've always felt he escapes, you know, as far as
If they write the new ethics rules so that your spouse cannot benefit from your place on the court, he'll quit because that's the only reason he holds on to it. His wife makes a couple $1 million a year placing young lawyers into law firms that are going to argue, that they know will be arguing in front of the Supreme Court. We only hear about a very few cases. They have cases all the time, and they have law firms all the time that argue them.
But yeah, I do have trouble coming up for him.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the Eight of Swords. In prison, restrictions, a lot of tensions, Five of Cups and the loss. And then I have a King of Wands, a leader, putting the pressure on them. So it does look like that.
White House. Yay for White House.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Carrie was mentioning Christopher Wray has to go.
Yeah.
Well, in a normal world, no one's ever been booted for a decade term.
Comey was thrown.
Except for 45.
Right.
Any normal president will not boot him until he gets his 10-year. And that would be when? 2029? Or 2028? When he was nominated or put in place?
I'll go look.
Because whenever Ray was put in, so he's got at least a few more years until a 10-year term. So 17, 18 maybe? And I don't see. Karen says he was put in 2017. So
27 would be when he'd go.
So yeah, he's not. I wouldn't feel he's going anywhere, and that would ruffle feathers in the community if Kamala said, "You're out." What do you see about the immunity ruling? Will it be overturned by Congress? I mean, Kamala would have unchecked power. I think it gets redone at some point because what SCOTUS did is ridiculous, and technically it's not unchecked power, because if you do things for your personal use, that will be prosecuted. But of course, if Republicans stay in power forever, your host will be Soviet Union. So yeah, I don't see. Or you mean, or Congress can create a law about the immunity, which I do see happening. I think that's where you're going. You understand what I'm getting at there?
Would you see overturned by Congress? I mean, then if it's not overturned by Congress, then Kamala can go do what she wants.
You're right.
And
like Congress could create a law to establish what is immunity for a president. You know,
well, they can write a law that defines what the Constitution means.
You're right. Christopher Wray is corrupt. Well, I don't really see it. You can have your feeling. I don't see corruption there. I don't see him getting booted. So
Guys, if you've never read about J. Edgar Hoover, then you know who a corrupt, self-centered SOB sitting in the running the FBI was like. Oh, happy Thanksgiving to everybody in Canada. It is that time.
Okay, 120. What's left?
There's one on here about people freezing. Wait a minute. You know, freezing on stage during speeches. And
It was way up there. I probably couldn't find it.
I know that was true in Maryland. No, in New Jersey, where Kim is running. He's the one who ran against Menendez. This is one of my stories. He really pissed off the Democratic Party because he started running for the Senate seat before Menendez had been convicted of anything. And this is what I'm telling you. All parties do that. But he won the primary and he's still going to run it. Thank you, personal transformation. And
thank you.
The opponent against Kim froze for about 45 seconds, and Kim left his podium and went over and said, "Dan," I think the guy's name is Dan. He just started, "Dan, you all right?" And the guy started. He'd had some sort of a mini out of body experience in front of the whole. That was their statewide Senate debate, and they said that kind of cemented it for Kim because this guy and he'd be the first Korean American elected to the Senate.
Yeah, I do see a role for Liz Cheney. 8 of Wands, Knight of Swords, 6 of Coins, giving and receiving, some kind of her education experience. Queen of Swords will be helpful. Ace of 8, and then at the end, Ace of Coins, prosperity. So whatever is offered, it feels like a good position for her, for her experience. I think this experience has changed her a little bit. Because otherwise this giving and receiving wouldn't be here. Because I'm not getting anything like ultimate power. I'm going to tear down the establishment. I think this experience has made her a better person. 2 of Wands. So.
Yeah, I got it. Are you done with your reading?
Yeah.
Okay. I got that Liz was very much changed by this whole experience. She's come to a real understanding. And she's going to have a choice. I think she's going to be kind of, what do you want to do? She's going to be a little out of balance when she has to make the choice. But whatever she does, it's going to do with money. The Page of Pentacles. And it's going to be something she really likes to do, something she feels really comfortable in. So, and then the bottom card was, it ends up being the world for her.
Yeah, I don't sense it's like an inner cabinet thing. You know, what is it, 25 cabinet members, something like that?
Yeah.
No, I don't see an inner cabinet. You know, it could be something with, yeah. Let's check on Adam.
Adam. I'll do bunny cards on Adam. He's a cutie.
Yeah, Cheryl goes, I don't think there's any way Cheney would have supported her if there wasn't a backdoor deal.
No, you have no idea how much she hates Trump after what she saw. And she hates big chunks of her own party. I mean,
This is true. Knight of Wands, Tower. 8 of Wands. Huh. I think he wants too much power.
Mm-hmm.
I think he gets dejected by. So yeah, I'm with this Knight of Wands. Yes, I think he gets an offer, but then I got this Tower and 7 of Wands and 10 of Swords, and then at the end I get 2 of Coins and Ace of Coins. I think what he wants is too much.
I got that he's going to go out in the real world and like do business.
You know, like he walks in and he wants to be, let's say, Karen's head of the VA or
he wants to be head of Pete Buttigieg's job.
Yeah, he wants the top dog job, and they're like, no.
This has been a very difficult time for him. He's not.
See, I do feel like he runs or applies and wants something, but I think he gets turned down for what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's so many jobs. There's no way I'm going to be able to pick which one, in a cabinet or in an administration.
I think he likes the part. He in part likes being part of government, but it's not going to pay as well as lucratively as he can when he gets on the outside.
Yeah, true. No, I didn't see that. I seen she was down there, but Liz got the big chair.
Well, yeah. But the station that ran that was I'm surprised it got run. It was a Sinclair station.
Oh, when she was in government, that was just a party.
Mm-hmm.
And it was also before January 6th.
Mm-hmm. And she got stripped of all of her rank in. That's a big deal, guys. What you are in Congress is a big deal. What kind of that? How much your voice is heard.
Yep, she got stripped, and then she got replaced by.
Oh God!
The clone of Santos. Everyone says it's actually George Santos.
Mm-hmm.
Hagman or something like that.
Yeah, it's another one that they could have done without digging up.
Another do nothing in Congress.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I don't. That's a long ways. Reading the Black Pope. This is a little out there. I don't think BRICS is going to be anything.
Mm-mm.
It's just blah 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 blah. Russia is collapsing.
Mm-hmm.
They have no financial things, so they can do all the little group things they want. And no, we're going to tear down that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, one more. I wanted to look at that again. Because, last week we had conflicting card polls on who wins. Mine said feels good. Yours was like, oh, no, we're in trouble. So that's always like.
They have since had
I feel it's like the universe doesn't know yet.
Right.
If we don't.
They have since had a debate in Montana. People got a good hard look. Apparently, this guy, the majority of this platform, is they want to force the U.S. government to sell all the public land that the government owns to private investors. That's this guy's whole thing. And as Tester said in the debate, that guy bought this beautiful working ranch and has turned it into $1,200 a week visiting thing for hunters. he owns a ranch, but he's not a farmer or a rancher.
Mine's not clear yet. It's up and down. He's got an advantage with the incumbent, with the star. But then I think misinformation with the devil is getting up people that Tester's done something wrong. I'm not sure what, but and then I have anxieties with this campaign. Maybe not enough funding to get the word out. But then in the end, I had the magician. So it's just like this up and down thing, and I can't tell you.
I got the same thing, Scott. I got the 9 of Wands. They weren't quite ready for this guy when he showed up. And then I don't know who the Queen of Swords is, but anyway, could be misinformation. And the King of Cups is upside down on his throne. But my out cards are final judgment will happen, and we will get what we want. So I think just that people haven't looked at it enough.
Yeah, I don't know. There's few days yet, but I mean, it's going to be close. That kind of state is just so close, and even with 45, we see all this disinformation just rampant. I can see it in my Facebook page. No one has any common sense. I had a argument last week with my one of my buddies, and he believes the immigrants are getting so much money in our government coming in that he's going to have to unretire and go back to work. He believes this, and he won't listen.
No, because they want to believe somebody's going to come get them.
So honestly, anything, we should hope the universe will want to get rid of the lies. Get rid of the lies.
But they don't know what a lie is. I mean, I heard some woman that they were interviewing when they do those weird interviews outside of MAGA rallies. And this woman said, well, the First Amendment gives us our right to our guns. And the guy goes, no.
Yeah, people are insane. I can't. My distant cousin, I was like communicating with there. I'm like, what news you watch? Fox News only. I'm like, oh my God.
What are they doing when every day, when they're Fox News, their opinion people are saying, we're going bankrupt, the whole economy sucks. But the last thing they see if they watch the Fox News is their financial show where day after day after day they have all the sparklers and fireworks because the stock market's never done better.
They don't show that.
They do.
What? No, during the evening.
Oh, no. You heard
he works during the day. He gets home at 4-ish, turns on the 5. He thinks the liberal, what's her name? Jessica Tarloff. He thinks she's lying. The other ones are just cutting her, showing her place. And then it's Hannity, Jesse Walker, and Laura Ingraham at night. And it's just like, hey, bring on, Trump's coming back and prosecuting Hillary Clinton. It's like there's no nonsense. There's no
rational, critical thinking and rational thought are not high.
No, it's just driving me insane. Gutfield's TV show is number 1. Oh my God. Gutfield's TV show. Oh my Lord. Yeah, so there's got to be something done with the misinformation first. It'd be really nice if the FBI and Garland or whatever indicts like Benny Johnson and Tim Pool and anyone that's been proven to take in Russian money. Oh, and another thing.
Yes.
I don't know if anyone watches or heard of Mr. Global.
Who?
Mr. Global. So he's on TikTok and Instagram and
Oh,
whatnot.
okay.
And he fights the disinformation about gas prices and oil. And he's very smart. Anyway, he put out a video the other day, and he showed with proof of the letters he received. Someone a company associated with the Trump campaign wanted to pay him $2,000 a video to promote a certain candidate up in the election because he's got a huge following. And he went through it all. He showed what he replied to, and he said, no, I won't do that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Blessings.
I had a kind of weird Saturday meeting yesterday. It ends up I sent the invitation out to my whole universe of people. And the people that showed up are fun and they're wonderful. And but one of the women came in, she was so upset because some reader she's always found to be very accurate said that Kamala was going to lose, and he's an astrologer, I think. She gave me his name. I'm going to look him up. And I said, he's been gotten to with the money. And I said, they don't come to me with the money because apparently they've seen me on Sunday mornings. But there's a lot. I mean, there's some astrologers that have always been on that bandwagon, and they're looking at totally different things. Anyway, so I'm going to go look at this guy. I said, he got some money. And she said, oh, would people do that? And I said, well, I could use it, but they're not going to come to me with it. So you're not going to get that here. That's not begging for money, but it would be nice if we got some more. But the deal is there are that one guy that they got who was getting $100,000 a week.
Tim Pool and Benny Johnson.
Yeah. All those guys. And I said, that Tim Pool was stupid enough to try and go up against the woman who does the podcast of Mueller, she wrote, and a lot of the other ones.
Yeah.
And she said she opened up her books and showed she has 3 of the most popular podcasts that are out there, except for like the daddy lady that going on. And she said, there's no way you could be making $100,000 a week is what you're going to make off of YouTube. And the guy never wrote anything like stand corrected and anything, but I saw her argument against him. And so you got to be really careful, folks. I mean, and there's some people that are curmudgeons. There's some astrologers that have really big followings, but they're curmudgeons. But sometimes they're telling people good news. I mean, the right way. Steve Judd posted one this morning, and it's only about 6 minutes long, but it's about where Mars is in the sky right now. And now is not a time to get in an argument with anyone. I mean, like 48 hours. You want to have a peaceful life. Don't fight with anybody. Yeah.
That's part of my daily read or weekly read. Don't get in a fight anyway.
Are we going to pull a card?
Yeah. But yeah, I've been lucky enough that, thanks to Twitter, because I see everything thanks to Twitter. All these investigative reporters or sometimes TikTok, but mostly Twitter. Because if you follow the right people, you will see everything. Everything. And I've seen numerous videos of people coming out and saying, I was offered $2 million to promote Trump and my 2 million followers. For like ever since he came out, and this woman said, no, I won't do it. The Trump campaign is paying people to lie. YouTube readers and everything. They don't do it directly. They hire other companies, and that's what that Mr. Global said. He said he blacked out the guy's name and the company because he realizes that this is a company. They're doing a business. It has nothing to do with the employee. That's his job, to reach out to creators And he just respectfully said, no, I will not do that. So they're using other subsidiary companies to reach out to creators, so there's no paper trail. But it's always the Trump campaign that they're supposed to be paying for.
Mm-hmm.
And the trolls, and they pay for polls. Yeah, they pay for polling. I've never, ever seen anyone say that the Democrats are paying a company to promote them. I've never seen it. And I see everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you follow some good people on TikTok that are downright human beings that really want Kamala to win.
Mm-hmm.
They're not getting paid.
No.
You know, this one wonderful woman from North Carolina I follow on TikTok and Twitter. She's a wonderful human being. She works as a nurse during the day, and she's out there making videos and on the ground talking to people.
Yeah, there's a podcast, red, wine, and blue, and it's 3 housewives across the Northeast, and they talk about, you know, the stuff that they see and how screwed up it is, and what, you know, the lies that are told in their areas.
So yeah, all right. My weekly read. It's the 8 of Swords. So you're restricted, you're trapped, the lies, the frustrations. You know, we got to set that free. Yeah, let that go, and bring in 8 of Wands energy.
Mm-hmm.
Raphael. You know, there's something better. So we're restricted. We're, you know, getting frustrated, but there's better out there. So you let all that nonsense go. You just know it's not real, and it's frustrating. And then we bring the 9 in Ariel in, the 9 of coins. And that's all about the balance and your dreams being fulfilled, you know, and the love of life and the beautiful things.
Mm-hmm.
And like everyone said in the beginning, I can't wait for this election to be over.
Oh God.
A few more weeks, folks. A few more weeks, and we can have the rainbows and the unicorns. So remember these lies and deceits and the crazy. Right. It'll be over.
We did a reading in the garden yesterday and it was all sunlight and roses. For once, what we feel 3 days after the election, and I told people, and see, this one woman had come in. She said, I was feeling so hopeful, and then I saw this, and I'm like, don't believe it. Don't believe me. I mean, I can't read everything about your life. I've been polled, book bewitched, and I knew in Texas it was in the off-year election. It was when they were voting for governor, and I knew what they wanted to hear. So I stayed in the poll so I could hear how their questions were pushing people, just out of my own curiosity. Did I tell them the truth? No. Okay. This is soul awakening. That's where we are today. You've called this card into your awareness today as you entered a very powerful and sacred time for awakening every cell in your body to be restructured and aligned with your soul's vibration. There's a stirring within you, a deep knowing of what is coming to the surface. It's a very exciting time on Earth when people are waking up from a deep sleep. It's a mass expansion of consciousness, and you are part of that awakening. Have you been feeling a powerful energy of knowing and stirring inside? Have you recently been aware of new healing gifts that you have to share? If you get that feeling aligned in your path, have you expanded your clarity of late to become more confident in yourself? All these signs are expanding right now. And that's a big, huge, giant chunk of amethyst in the middle of that. And this is amethyst. Amethyst celestial assists in the profound reawakening of the mind, body, and spirit. It helps you heal addictive behaviors. It can also help you remember the medicine of your own soul. So that's my thoughts for you today. Keep, just if something throws in a way and you go, that makes no sense to me, listen to your own soul at this point, because we can't guide you. No one else can guide you. Nobody else can take you anywhere. unless you let them.
Yeah. The polls are nonsense. It was like I was telling Nancy before we got on. We were seeing when a few weeks after Kamala got in, and after the convention, we were seeing polls almost double digit in the swing states for Kamala. And all of a sudden now they're breaking about even. Yeah, right. No way.
Okay, go to Lichtman, Lichtman. Look that up in Bluetooth, and you can go to a lot of shows that have done things about him. He created an index, and he looked at every election from 1860 on. He's been 100% accurate on who he picked. He explains how the whole thing works. Polls are where people are that moment, and who's going to be dumb enough to pick up their phone for somebody that's just calling. I mean, if you're my age and this is enroll into Medicare season, I don't pick my phone up unless I know exactly who's on the phone, which means I'm an aware person. That means people picking up their phones and answering things are not aware.
Yeah, I've done a few. We've never been called. I've done a few email and text, but I have no clue if I was included.
Oh, those are the most inaccurate because they can just pile in whatever information.
Right.
And I can't believe that 52% of our population has had its most basic bodily rights taken away. And they're going to vote for anybody else. The only people who do that is like the woman who thinks the right to bear arms is in the First Amendment, you know.
Right.
You don't want to be with that woman. You want to be over on the other side.
Yeah, I don't see it. Democrats are getting young people registered. They're in the colleges. You know, our young people have a greater sense of the future once they get involved. You know, it's the old stubborn ones and white men that don't have a clue.
It's true.
And some white women.
Well, there's, you know, as I heard one woman who's on I guess Stephanie Miller's show, she said, look, if your husband's insisting you vote for Trump, lie to him. Tell him you voted for Trump. And if he's doing that, that's probably not the first time you lied to him about things. So,
like what?
I can't imagine.
I don't know what did you lie to your husband about before? Oh, honey, it was great. Yes, it was.
Oh yeah, best ever.
Okay, everyone. Thank you. We'll spend plenty of your time here.
Yes.
It's been lovely again, and thanks a lot. Have a blessed week, and ignore the noise.
That's right. Stay out of the mess. Bye.
Bye.